Okay, how to make the perfect workout in the gym. So I have been training myself in the gym for around about 18 years, believe it or not. And I've been a coach for just over 8 years now. So coaching many, many different clients over that time, both in person and online coaching. And the vast majority of my clients have done best on full body training sessions. This will not be the same for everyone, of course. There will be some people who can be more consistent and go to the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week, and they can recover from sessions a lot better. But for the vast majority of people that might have kids, family to look after, a stressful job, other things, other factors that mean that any more than 3 sessions per week would actually be detrimental to their progress. Because if you're to do 3 intense sessions per week, you will need to make sure that your recovery is actually pretty good to make progress from those 3 intense sessions. And then any more than that, if you're doing 4 or 5, you have got to make sure you are sleeping well, you are eating well, your stress is under control. And for, again, vast majority of people, they do not live perfect lives in that they're in bed for 8-9 hours of uninterrupted sleep per night. So yeah, 3 workouts a week has always worked best for 95% of the clients that I have worked with. So how to structure this? It's one of those things like when you know, it's actually pretty simple. So I personally go off of 7 movement patterns for the body. If you hit these 7 movement patterns, you will hit every single muscle in the body. Okay, so we'll start off with upper body. You want a horizontal push. So a push in front of you. This could be a push-up. It could be bench press. It could be a dumbbell press. It could just be the chest press machine. Anything where you're pressing out in front of you. This is going to be working your chest as the primary muscle, shoulders and then triceps as the secondary muscles. Then you're doing the opposite movement to that. So a horizontal pull, a pull in front of you. Any sort of row. So whether that be machine, dumbbell, barbell, even an inverted row underneath the barbell, okay? That's going to be working your upper back. Primary, secondary is going to be biceps. If you're doing all of these movement patterns, again, you will hit every muscle in the body. So there's not necessarily a need to train your arms directly unless you're specifically wanting to really build them up, but I'll get onto that. Then you want to go for a push and a pull again, but just above your head. So a vertical push and a vertical pull. Nice and easy, this one. So the vertical push is just a shoulder press. Again, machine, barbell, dumbbell, doesn't matter. Overhead pull, so that could be a lat pull down or a pull up or assisted pull up. That's going to be your upper back again. So your lats, secondary would be biceps. Then as we go on to the lower body, we want to make sure that we've got a hinge in movement in there. So hinge at the hips. So this is like any kind of deadlift. You could even put hip thrust in there as a hinge. It's a bit of a grey area, that one. But yeah, any kind of deadlift, something like a hip extension, hyperextension could go in, or like a barbell good morning. And that's going to primarily work the posterior chain. So glutes, hamstrings, a little bit of lower back. You want to make sure that you've got a squat movement in. So any kind of squat. Leg press could be put into this category as well, because a leg press is essentially just a sat down squat. And then finally a lunge, so like a single-legged movement. So this could actually be a lunge itself, a reverse lunge, a forward lunge. It could actually be a split squat, like a Bulgarian split squat, or a step up onto a box. Step up, very underrated exercise. And this is going to just cover the whole legs, mainly quads and glutes, a little bit of hamstrings in there as well. They're the main 7 movement patterns. As long as you have got at least one of those in throughout the week, you're all good. Do not try to get all of those in in one session. I would recommend not having really more than 5 of those in per session, because you can keep the quality high. So it's a case of quality over quantity. So yeah, no more than 5. And then for most people, you're going to want a core exercise in there, not just for the fancy 6-pack, but when you've got a stronger core, it does carry over into other exercises. So when you've got stronger abs, you're going to be stronger in your any movement really, you're going to be stronger in. So make sure you're not neglecting your core. You can actually do that every single time that you train. So if you're in the gym 3 times a week, you can train your core. Just do 1 exercise. There's no need to do any more than that. 1 core exercise per one. Then 1 or maybe 2 of these at a push, isolation exercises. So this is where if you've got a particular body part that you are wanting to bring up, so for many women, it's going to be glutes. So you do something like an abductor or like a cable kickback, something to just focus on the glutes, no other muscle involved. Go light with these higher reps. And then for the guys, if you're wanting to bring up your chest a little bit more, it could be like a machine chest fly or on the cables. If you wanted to bring up your arms, go for a bicep curl, tricep extension. Shoulders, you go for like a lateral raise. Okay. And you would put those at the end of your session. So you want to do the hardest exercises first. So I would recommend starting with your legs. So you do like a deadlift first, then into maybe a single-legged, like a lunge. So you go like deadlift into a step up. Okay. And then you would pick like a couple of upper body exercises, a push and a pull. So you could go shoulder press and a assisted pull up. And then into a core exercise, and then pick one where you're trying to bring it up. So if it's for you ladies wanting to bring up your glutes, a cable kickback. And that would be a perfect workout there. Don't repeat this workout over the week. So you want to make sure that you're doing 3 different workouts, again, over the course of the week. Just tick off one of these, at least one of these 7 movement patterns as you're going through. So I'll put these in the description, the movement patterns that you want, and then the exercises that you can pick. Okay. And as long as you do that, you have covered every single base. You're not going to have any muscular imbalances. It's going to reduce the likelihood of you getting injured, and it's going to give you a matching, more aesthetic physique. You're not going to have any pencil legs. You're not going to have skinny, noodly arms and just a big bum like the influencers. And it's going to serve you well for the rest of your life. This has been tried and tested, again, from probably over 1,000 clients that I've trained, and many other people over many years have tried and tested these 7 movement patterns, and you really cannot go wrong. So check out the description for more details on this, and you can save that. Make sure that if you've got your own program that's been given to you, or one that you found, make sure that they've got all of these movement patterns in. If it's a good program, then it will have. If not, you may want to be making one yourself, or get some help from a coach, or put into practice what you've learned from this video. Hope this helps.